everyone, and welcome to my podcast, Raw in Wonderland. Today, we're diving into something we all experience, whether we realize it or not. It's called the Sunk Cost Fallacy. Sounds complicated? Don't worry, it's just a fancy way of saying we have a hard time letting go of things that no longer serve us because we've already invested time, money, or effort into them. We've all been there, forcing ourselves to finish a terrible book, sticking through a job that's draining us, or holding on to a relationship that's clearly not working. Why do we do this? Why do we keep going even when deep down we know we shouldn't? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore today. Let's start with a simple story. Imagine you're at the cinema. You paid for the ticket, bought your popcorn, and the movie starts. 15 minutes in, you realize it's awful. Bad acting, a boring plot, you're miserable. But you think to yourself, well, I already paid for the ticket, then I should stay. Why? Why do we feel like we have to finish something just because we started it? This is the sunk cost fallacy in action. It's the same reason we keep reading books that bore us to tears, hold on to clothes we never wear, or stay in relationships that no longer brings us joy. But here is the truth. What's gone is gone. The time, the money, or energy you've already invested is in the past. The question is, what do you want to do now? The sunk cost fallacy is a mental trap. We don't want to feel like we wasted our time, money, or energy, so we double down. But the truth is that investment is already gone. The money you paid for that bad movie ticket, it's spent. The hours you put into a boring book, they're gone. The years you invested in a relationship that's not working, you can't get them back. And yet, we cling. We cling to the hope that maybe, just maybe, things will get better. Here is a gift for you. Maybe a spoiler alert. Most of the time, they don't. And here are some real-life examples of the sunk cost fallacy. First one is a closet full of maybe clothes. You know which clothes I'm talking about now. That dress you bought on sale that never fit quite right, or the shoes that pinch your feet but look too good to throw away. We hold on to these clothes thinking, I spent money on this, so I can't just give it away. But here is the thing. If we never give away the clothes we no longer wear, we won't have any space, not in our closets and not in our minds, to replace them with something new. We end up stuck holding on to the past instead of making room for the future. And this isn't just about clothes. It's a mental habit. We need the space to create something new opportunities, new experiences, new joy. And that space comes from letting go of what no longer serves us. The second example is about bad books. Oh, this one hurts, guys, because I love books, but when I was a child, I had forced myself to finish books that I wasn't enjoying, just because I'd already started them. One example, Ulysses by James Joyce. I know it's a classic. I gave it a try because I felt like I should, but honestly, I just couldn't connect with it. It felt dense and overwhelming, and after a while, I decided to set it aside. I quit. At the time, it felt like I had failed, but looking back, it was the right decision for me. The funny thing is, I've been thinking about giving it another try. Maybe a few years later, with a different perspective, I'll find something in that resonates. And if not, that's okay too. There are so many wonderful books waiting to be discovered, and our tastes and interests evolve over time. We need to remember that our time is precious. There is no price for finishing something you don't enjoy. Letting go of a bad book means you've just made space for a better one. Now, the third example is about relationships. Let's get a little bit personal. The Sunk Cost Fallacy shows up most painfully in relationships. Have you ever stayed in a relationship long past its expiration date? Maybe you thought, we've been together for 5 years, I can't just throw it away. Or, we've been through so much together, I owe it to them to stay. But here is the hard truth. Time invested doesn't equal happiness. Just because you've spent years with someone doesn't mean you should spend more years feeling miserable. Sometimes letting go is the kindest thing you can do for both of you. I know it's not easy. So, how do we break free from the sunk cost fallacy? Here are a few tips that might help. First one is asking a question. One of the best ways to break free is to ask yourself, if I were starting fresh today, knowing what I know now, would I still choose this person, this event, this school, this book? If the answer is no, it's time to reconsider. The second tip is to focus on future value, not past investment. The past is past. Instead of focusing on what you already lost, think about what you stand to gain in the future. Ask yourself, does this bring me joy now? Will it add value to my life moving forward? And the third tip, give yourself permission to quit. Let's break the myth which says quitting is failure. It's not. Quitting can be wisdom. It's recognizing when something no longer serves you and having the courage to walk away. Remember, quitting isn't giving up. It's creating space for something better. So, here is what I want you to take away from today's episode. We can't get back what we've already lost. The time, money, or energy you invested is gone. What matters now is how you choose to move forward. Don't let the past hold you hostage. Let go of the bad books, the boring projects, and the relationships that no longer bring you joy. Life is too short to stay stuck in the wrong story. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, sometimes the smartest move is knowing when to quit. Bye, guys!